So, you guys have been exploring the military district of Reichsgard, the former, once upon a time, capital of Justica, fallen into ruin since the second, that you know about at least, draconic crisis that Justica as a nation faced. Um, after a fairly dangerous journey through the district, call it peaks and troughs. When it was good, it was good. When it was bad, it was not so good. You eventually arrived at the inner district behind the inner rampart, and upon attempting to enter the former barracks of the Magisters, you found that it was enshrouded by a force field that you could not get through, matching the colour of an unusual glow emanating from the nearby temple. Upon exploring the temple, you had the great pleasure, of meeting the man known simply as Vargas, who big into big into death and stuff, real in touch with death, quite the fan. And he wanted to offer you a place in his flock, which came with no consequences at all, I'm sure. And you declined, and he took that personally. And a scrap ensued with some consequences.
A scrap.
A minor kerfuffle, I think is the technical term.
I'm downplaying it a little bit with a scrap. It was your first proper boss of this campaign, and the fight certainly felt like it. Almost everybody was down at one point. In fact, everybody except Oz, who came very close, and Valen. I think Fia went down multiple times. Molly went down at least twice. Rizit went down once. Raylar down once.
I think I went down like 4 times, I think.
It could have been 4. It could have been 4, and I'm not even counting the stupid one afterwards.
Whoa.
Which we'll get to, don't worry. But yeah, it was a light kerfuffle. A shenanigan, really.
Quite.
By the time that the fight had been ended by an extremely angry Fear, who, if we're honest, showed a new side in this fight. Clearly put on her alpha pants lately, and was really gunning for Vargas's attention throughout, which is definitely not connected to the fact she went down 4 times. But chose to goad him very consistently throughout to keep his attention on her. When she did eventually put him down, and the fight ended, a large set of runes came to life under the ground and illuminated the arena and the interior of the temple in the same green glow that had been seen everywhere prior to. All of the dead in the temple that were still upright immediately collapsed, whatever force keeping them up, leaving them. And a small light blue orb emerged from Molly's prone form, and a much larger green orb emerged from Vargas's body. Rizit immediately ran to Molly, Raylar having confirmed that there was no breath. She was cold to the touch, and an attempt at stabilization had done nothing. Thea and Valen tried to pick up Vargas's scythe, Ever the Raven, and both took substantial damage from trying to do so, enough to put Fear down for a 5th time, and bring Valen closer than he'd like. Whilst Claws found a large chest at the back of the temple, and upon opening it, found a big stash of stuff that there is a link somewhere up there, which I won't go through, but a lot of loot and treasure and coins, and an elaborate white steel crankshaft. Thank you, Rayla. Which seems like it, stuck out to Claws. Just as the dust was starting to settle, and you guys thought that everything was over / could it get worse, between the bulk of the group memories, between the bulk of the group and Claws, a large rift opened up in real space, and forcing himself through and out of it came form that you have not seen since a very fateful day on a very fateful ship, as Carthasax pulled himself into view. Actually, I'm lying. You saw him in one of the cathedrals. But parking that for a second, you have not seen him
We
since
saw him
that.
outside a cathedral.
You saw him outside the cathedral, not inside a cathedral.
And inside, no, both.
Oh, both. Okay, so you saw him twice in the same day, in and around a cathedral, but since then you've not seen him. But today, today you've seen him again. Thank you, Kay. I don't know what I do without your notes. That was actually serious as well. Today you've seen him. Where was I? Yeah, so today you've seen Carthasax as he, that's lost all fucking threat and everything. It's gone now, isn't it? You may as well be a teddy bear. But yeah, Carthasax drags himself through this portal, and brings himself to a halt in front of the group, which is where we will pick up tonight. But just before we go, I will open the floor, since we had Andy out last week and a lot happened last week. I will open the floor to any out of character questions that anyone may have, if they have any.
Yeah. So, do you have a number that Oz was on HP wise?
Yes, I do. I was using your sheet.
Oh, it's 19. Yeah, that's if you're using my sheet, then it's all good.
Yeah, I was. It went much lower than that, but then someone got you. Someone got
Yeah,
you to 15, I think.
I assumed. So thank you, whoever that was.
I want to say Claws. Not sure. I think
no one else is claiming it, so we'll say it was Claws. Yeah. Okay. Is there? So, is Claws the other side of this rift with all that cool shit, or?
Yes. Yes. Okay. So currently Claws is behind the rift. He did leave a message that he was going to take the scrolls and leave the rest up for divvies.
Okay.
Which is up there as well, but we technically haven't gotten to that yet. But I'll.
Yeah. Okay. No worries.
It's up there. It's not very high up.
Stuff is happening. It's all good.
Yes. Anything else?
No, it's good for me, I believe.
Cool. If there's nothing from anyone else, going in 3, 2, 1. Okay, then we will start tonight's session as we left the last one. Let's put us back over there. Always need a map, right? Fighting Carthasax is going to need a map.
No.
What?
Don't care.
No, thank you.
Okay, so we will So we begin tonight's session as Oz and Rizit are over the prone form, and Raylar, sorry, as well, are over the prone form of Molly. Rizit is down on his knees, cradling Molly. Oz and Raylar looking on somewhat helplessly. Valen and Fia are down next to Vargas and are, well, Valen, you have just watched Fia attempt to grab this scythe, immediately go down, and then you have grabbed the scythe and taken quite the hit.
Worth it.
Good timing, guys.
As both parties are attempting to deal with their respective consequences, one decidedly more markedly important than the other, but I'll leave you to decide what that is.
Getting the side.
You are aware of this massive rift opening, and through it, it's like forcefully, like just putting pressure on the very tethers of space and time. You see the enormous form, and he is enormous. He is almost to the ceiling. And this is not a small temple. He is probably close to about 20 foot tall. You watch as he just forces himself through into the room.
Oz has never seen him.
Oz has never seen him, that's true.
Can I ask a quick? Sorry, I probably should have done this earlier, but it's just occurred to me. A quick above table question.
Sure.
We've seen Carfasax before.
You have.
Do we know who he is, or did we just see him from a distance? I can't find it in my notes.
Oh, I know this one well. So in 3
Laura
different sessions we've
unconscious.
seen him. And so originally we saw him, when he knocked everyone out on the boat.
Yeah.
And then, right, he came in. It was like after our drunken night where we shot the bear. He came and like taunted us and was like, "I'm Carfasax, bitch. These are the Death Walkers." And
Oh,
So
fuck.
we know his name. Good.
and he was
know his
taunting us
name.
and all that stuff.
Dude, we
And
know
then he
his
was then inside the last temple in the next session, with the Death Walkers. And then that's when they fell out, and there was like, "Oh, this coffin's empty when there should be someone in it." And they had a little scrap, and then all that good stuff. So we know who he is, and that he's linked to the Raven Queen. His name is and the Death Walkers and stuff like that.
We know his name is the main one, so we know what he's about. Thank you.
Yeah. Got
But-
his eye.
You got it.
And I imagine that he would have been mentioned to me, but I wouldn't know like him by looking.
Yeah.
I believe we researched him in the library with you.
Yes.
We researched all of the Guardians.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. He doesn't say anything as he emerges initially, before slowly casting his gaze around the chamber. Looks to the prone form of Vargas. Looks to the great green orb hovering above him. Looks back over the group. So, we meet again. Tell me, how have you managed to foul one of my champions? Find it both unlikely and equal parts intriguing.
I mean, look around. It wasn't easy.
Yeah. He gave us no choice.
We did not. Those were his instructions. Still, now he has served his purpose, I can harvest his accomplishments and in turn find the next. And you watch as one of his huge skeletal arms just like lowers down a belt around his robes, and he removes a sickly black metal lantern, jagged around most of its edges, charred black as if it's been aflame at one point, and the glass to the interior is tinted a dark, unforgiving purple. As he raises it upwards, you see the green hue of this room yield to this new force. Where the two glows meet, they blend to make something quite spectacular. But eventually the green gives, and this purple hue overtakes the entire room. He strings a sentence together made up of sounds so guttural and so ancient that anyone concentrating on his words would get the symptoms of an absolutely agonizing headache, nosebleed, an urge to just throw up. Whatever language he is speaking is ancient and not meant for your or mortal ears in general. But as he speaks, two orbs in the room begin to hover directly towards the lantern before orbiting it once and then being drawn inwards. And as this happens, the lantern pulses once, then once more, and the glow fades. And when it fades this time, there is no light in this temple, save for a few dimly lit, almost fully burnt candles in very rusted, very degraded sconces dotted around the temple walls. And so, my harvest is complete. He looks down at Molly's prone form. She will contribute to returning all of this to how it was when the rightful matron reclaims her throne.
Do you mean the Raven Queen?
I do indeed. Tell me, what do you know of my queen? What do you know of the capability of the mortal soul?
What I understood, she was the goddess of death. How things are meant to go naturally. Everything dies, so there has to be someone that makes sure that happens, and that was her. But beyond that, I don't know.
Very astute. Does anyone else wish to add something?
Take the green one, but give back Molly's orb. I'll do anything. I'll do anything for you to give back Molly's orb so she doesn't leave us.
Or is it make me a persuasion check with advantage as your inner voice lends you some credence?
There you go, boss.
A compelling offer. Small one. Though, respectfully, I'm not sure what you could truly offer me. But, though I have no requirement to offer you any, let me give you at least a shred of empathy. Know that your friend will not walk with the dead. Her soul is not trapped. There is no turmoil to light the match of rebirth. And as such, she will not suffer the same fate as those creatures. And as he does so, he casts his gaze disdainfully to the dead.
Raylar will step away from Molly's corpse and move in front of Carthasax. Say, you are trying to right this wrong, no?
That is correct.
It seems then that we may well be striving towards the same goal, albeit at a much more lowly status. If you could return Molly to us, she will be invaluable to that effort. We want this stopped as well, and she's powerful. We couldn't have done this fight without her. Maybe if you can give that blue orb back to us, back to her, we'd be more powerful and our goals seem to be aligned.
He casts a glance once again around the room. I'll say, at this moment as well, Claws will precariously kind of walk around and in view of this, just to be stood with his peers. Would go against my better judgment. But Raylar, out of character, I will allow you to roll me a persuasion, but at disadvantage.
That's advantage. Disadvantage. Persuasion.
He tilts his head. And as compelling as an offer as that might be, I stand by my original answer. I will tell you this, though. Your group, whilst ultimately infantile compared to the other group in my mind, do share some similarities, but you have quite the journey ahead of you to even be in the same book, let alone sentence, as they do. So I must insist that your friend's soul will contribute to a far greater cause than that which you could otherwise offer. In the interest, however, of making new acquaintances, and perhaps in the spirit of the enemy of my enemy, I will share some knowledge with you all in this moment. Those orbs you saw were indeed souls. You will notice, however, that your friend's was singular, whilst my champion's was greater, both in number and in weight. How is a soul weighted, you are wondering? Soul swells with the achievement of the owner. Ambition, success, celebration, learning, raw talent, hard truths and experience, all swell the mortal soul. Some deeds far more so than others. Some beings have the ability to harvest the souls of others. Some naturally. Others when provided with the correct equipment. And he casts a look over to Vargas. And as he utters the T in equipment, the scythe begins to raise off of the ground before slowly floating over to Carthasax and merging into his own great scythe. However, such powers are not to be messed with by anyone. Let us talk more, however, about the souls. Over time, some souls become so weighted, so great that they can form the basis of powerful magic. And whilst they no longer exist, there did once exist a civilization on this plane who floated very, very near to the possibility of both creating and installing new deities into the pantheon that we all know. Blasphemy, no doubt. And they fell foul of that hubris. Hence the once existed. The means to do this are very much still physically here. It is simply the knowledge that is lacking, and so I carry out my great harvest with the assistance of my own champions, and before them the group of individuals I believe you know as the Death Walkers. Let me also tell you where they come into it. And as he says they, whilst the natural thought would be he means the Death Walkers, his gaze shifts over to the dead. The dead do not die simply because their souls are not shepherded by my great lady. They get trapped in the flesh, and a trapped soul becomes an angry one. It is that anger over time that corrupts both the soul and the vessel, and in doing so, this is what prompts them to get up and attack. Without my queen to shepherd the great sea of souls that exists between not just our, but all planes, this will be everybody's fate, save for necessary interventions. And he gestures to the burnt out runes on the floor. On the Death Walkers, now those souls are mighty. If I could acquire their souls, plus that which I have already taken ownership of, perhaps I would have enough to carry out what I need to and restore death. And in doing so, my great liege. However, the Deathwalkers themselves seem to be absent. And try as I might, I cannot find any trace of their being. Which either means they've moved to a different realm, which I find deeply unlikely. Or they have passed. Yet I struggle to accept their passing. Not only because of their combined power as a group, more so because I was not aware of it, and I do not possess their souls. I will ask you this, in good faith. Should you somehow get any information, or even better, a sighting on them or what happened to them, then we should talk further. I believe that we can both assist one another in this effort, as I am already aware that they have directly cost you one of your own, have they not?
They have.
So, as you undertake this great endeavor for the Mercenaries Guild, I believe they go by, be my mortal eyes and ears. And when we must communicate, we can do so. Be mindful, however, this quest that the Guildmaster has set you upon. That road leads inevitably and unshakably only back to where all of this began.
What do you mean? What do you mean by this? Do you mean your quest, or where death stopped?
He looks down for a moment, a sickly, skeletal chuckle almost passing his jaws. Would you believe me if I said both? From
Yep.
this moment onwards, your quest and mine are intertwined. Probably regardless of whether either of us will it or not. That ancient civilization, who possess so much power, Their roots have resurfaced recently. The great meddler, stripped of his power by the Lord of Light, has become the unwilling recipient of a leash that does not suit him or his ambitions, but he is now force-fed humility at a rate he never felt possible. Tell me, what do you know of the great city of Cornerstone?
Oz is baffled, obviously. Katie, do you know you're muted, or
An unpopular
I'm
topic.
unconscious.
I was
All right.
muted.
Frantically
I'm
taking notes.
dead.
Yeah,
Well, never mind then.
'cause-
Yes, we've
Should
been.
you have need of me and my talents, you will know how to reach me.
Wait, we need to go to the city to reach you?
No. And as he says no, before, let's say, before you, Valen, since you asked the question, at your feet begins to coalesce a blackened crimson skull. When you need talk to me, you can do so through this.
Thank you, oh wise, great Cartha Sax. May I ask a question?
You may.
How do I pick up this scythe?
So the scythe, at this point, has actually merged back into Carthasax's own. It's not there anymore.
Forget I said it. I've just noticed it's gone.
He cocks his head as you say that. Curious mortal. Well, if there is nothing else,
Raylar puts his hand up.
yes.
I think what my friend Valen here was trying to say is you clearly bestowed a powerful weapon upon your champion here. We, and he casts side eyes at Valen and Fear.
Fear is asleep still. She's KO'd.
Oh, she's still getting side eyes.
yeah.
We,
lack of consciousness does not denote lack of side eye.
We attempted to use it to maybe help us, and clearly that's had adverse effects. But if there's anything you could bestow upon us, even a fraction of that power that might help us along the way, would be hugely helpful. I have no use for weapons myself, and holds up like karate fists. But anything you could do would certainly be a boon.
There is a lengthy and cold stare.
No, or not.
Raylar holds his gaze. It's
I have already given you a direct communication. Your guardian. And you would ask me for more.
I think what he's saying is, thank you so much. You've done a lot.
I see. Irritatedly, like he's looking over at Valen and noticing like Fear's prone form, he just like snaps a almost like clicks bony finger and thumb together. And Fear takes a big like gasp as he is up.
Fear, I hug
There.
Fear.
Another boon. And he looks back at Raylar slowly.
What?
Hold that thought, Fear. That's more than we could ever ask. Thank you. And Raylar sort of does a like slightly awkward bow / semi.
Yeah, it's calf sacks. Yeah.
And then resumes side eye at Valen and Fear.
Oh, he looks so cool.
I know, right?
The scythe go.
He can hear us. It's gone.
Arthur Sachs is just looking over at both of you.
She's gonna try stand up and do like a very like elaborate bye to him. Like, oh Master of Death.
Huge fan.
It's an honor to meet you. Thank you. Sorry we didn't get to have a chat. I was dying on the floor there.
Mortals never cease to surprise me. I'm sure your friends will fill you in on our little discussion of goals. And please accept my condolences for the loss of your other friend.
What?
And he nods in Molly's direction.
Everyone can see the look on Fear's face. This is the first she's hearing of it. But Molly can't die.
I'm afraid Molly has died. But rest assured, she will play a far more pivotal role in the restoration of our great matron than she would have done in life.
Like that, I don't. She was the most powerful of us all. We'd be dead without him.
Won't go that far, but you know.
Like tentacly things. I was scared of her. What are we going to do without her?
I will say this. The connections of her soul run deep and connect to some particularly powerful individuals, some of whom I have had dealings with before. It is typically regarded as a privilege to be in such company, so for what it is worth, remember her fondly.
I mean, I was just starting to like her. We had our ups and downs, though.
I see. Well, unless there are any other questions, I would return to my pursuit of our quarry.
What's our quarry?
Don't worry, we'll fill her in. great Carthasax.
Fear's
No
gonna
need,
buy as he says that again.
no need to bother with the petty emotions of us mere mortals. And I nudge Fear in the ribs lightly.
We are
But enough.
mere mortals.
Please stop with the groveling.
Groveling me? No, never. Bows lower.
I'm so sorry about my friend. I'm gonna push Phelan over as he's
I
buying.
resist.
All right, contested strength checks.
You've probably got this one.
I mean, it's all down to a roll, isn't it? Right?
As you shove Valen, somehow he resists.
Somehow, it's Josh rolling against me. Like, it's never gonna go in my favor.
I mean, he beat you by 1. It was that close. But yeah, you are so distracted, we'll say, by the presence of this quasi deity that your attempt to shove Valen is just slightly sidetracked. Valen, you almost go, for the record. This is not like a compelling defeat over Fear. This is ugly on both sides, but you do stay upright.
I'm marking it in a mental chalkboard as a win. I don't care.
So, as eye-opening as this has been, like I said, if you need me, use the skull. When it is of vital importance, push my temper too far, and I can arrange for you to share a space with your friend in the flask. However, for now, we walk our roads as allies of a sort. I don't see you before. Know that our paths will cross in Cornerstone.
Oh, that's that place that we saw the visions from, right? In books.
Correct. You then are aware of the city?
Carthasax, I've got a question. You know, in that weird place we were, where we met you a few times, there was those like weird celestial creatures. Then we killed some, and they were all grey, and then they had grey blood. And then when I like licked the blood, there was some like weird memories that appeared. What is that?
Those Celestials were once citizens of Cornerstone. What you were seeing was their memories. It was not the fate of every citizen. Most were cast out throughout the realm. In truth, every drow, elf, sea elf, half elf owes their lineage to Cornerstone. It was, after all, the great city of the elven race. Which is why it is no coincidence that when it reappeared, those same folks were met with a sudden compulsion to return home as the meddler's spell was broken to the better part of 1,000 cycles.
Huh.
So, congratulations to both of you. You've just learned something about your lineage.
And yet somehow we didn't get called.
Oh, you had the protection of an old one.
The
You
couple?
just didn't realize. Who knows? Some secrets are better left unshared. But rest assured, we will meet there at the culmination of your journey, and we will complete our great endeavor together. And hopefully, unlike my last set of allies, and he forces the word out, we will do so on the same side of the argument. And unless there are any more questions...
Nope.
I mean, I could probably think of a few, but I'm wasting your time. You know?
If you and I are going to work together, this is your chance to learn. It is up to you if you choose to take it or not.
Oh, that's really put the pressure on me now. I really should have thought of a question before I said that.
Enough. Let me show you what you are dealing with instead. Perhaps it will be
I was
simpler.
going to ask about the funky wonky thing on the map.
The funky, wonky thing.
Yeah, in the temple, where you with the Deathwalkers, and you were looking at the map of like the plains, and there was this weird splotch, this like broiling mass on it, and then again when the Deathwalkers killed Ashak, there was that broiling mass just off in the distance, and you could see it.
Yes. That is unseen to those of power. The gods refer to it simply as the abyss. It has existed in our plane for a little over 1,000 cycles, coinciding, interestingly, with the fall of Cornerstone. But when we try and see into it, it denies us, and any we have sent to it have not returned. For now, my priority remains to restore the order of life, death, and rebirth, and everything in between those three things. Perhaps then, with a stable plane, we can better understand whatever is going on deep within that place.
That makes sense. Do continue with the telling us about all the things we keep forgetting to ask.
Very well. Perhaps humor me for a moment. Please go and stand around the altar. Perhaps lean against it. This may get slightly uncomfortable.
Phil, do so.
Raylar's going to do the same, but for reference, he's going to pick up Molly's body and bring it with him.
As you go to pick it up, he kind of looks at you. That will not be necessary. You will be returned here momentarily.
Raylar looks skeptical, but moves to the altar.
Very well. Once you are all around the altar, he casts a gaze over all of you. Now, you're going to feel a sensation not too dissimilar to nausea as we begin to go backwards through history, and I'm going to show you where this all started. And as he says this, the room begins to ripple. The stone of the temple seems to take on a liquid form. The solid ground almost sloughs away, like rotten flesh falling off of a bone. The walls of the temple start to shake, tremor, and then dissipate. And you're suddenly aware of a tremendous amount of the passage of time taking place all around you in reverse. Then you feel yourself shoot off away from the ground. You feel yourselves thrown at pace throughout the plane itself. Everything around you is a brilliant cascade of all colors as you are launched backwards through time and through space. Until finally, you emerge in the middle of a vibrant cityscape. You look around and you see folk, all elven, living an extremely benevolent, advanced, and seemingly carefree life. You see Cortone not as you remember it, in ruins, but instead a horizon and a skyline dominated by tall, jet black towers of pristine onyx, illuminated by lights and signs of all kinds of different colors. Arcane flame at the heart of each and every one of them. And as you look at every detail, from largest right the way down to smallest, these folk have seemingly everything figured out. You see a mother and child running alongside one another. You see the child fall, graze her knee, and burst into tears. You see the mother effortlessly raise her from the floor, and with a simple gesture of a single fingertip, the graze is healed instantly, with no exertion of any kind. A different direction. You see a busy merchant selling all manner of goods and wares. One particular crate overflowing with ripe, plump, juicy looking oranges. And you watch as over time they whittle down. Popularity of them making them extremely fast to sell. Eventually, box is empty. And as soon as the merchant realizes it is, when engaging with the first folk that passes comment on it, he laughs cheerfully, claps his hands, and as he does so, boxes once again full. You look to the skies. You see in the distance dark clouds very slowly rolling in. And as you clock this, you see one of the largest towers central to the city send up a pulse of magical energy. And as it dissipates outwards across the skies, it simply disperses the clouds. And a chill you hadn't even noticed previously simply just passes, to be replaced by a warmth. And as you look around, taking all of this in, it becomes flagrantly apparent that this civilization have everything figured out. They do not want for anything. They have no requirement for survival or hardship. And exist well. As you take this in, silence is eventually broken by Carthasax. Behold, then, what happens when a civilization achieves everything. Do not, however, be drawn in by that which lies on the surface. Let us go a little deeper. And you watch as this image plays out. And slowly he moves you downwards through the very ground you're stood on to emerge into a subterranean network chambers, well lit by violet wall sconces hanging from both, well, wall sconces and chandeliers hanging from ceilings. Welcome now, the source of all of this so-called power. In these chambers before you labor hundreds of mages. What is interesting, what stands out, is the source of their power. You see some walking up and down long corridors, feverishly making notes in books, penning new spells, ideas for magics, ideas of problems not yet solved or problems that haven't even been conceived to be solved. But most of all, what strikes you is that down here with them lay hundreds upon hundreds of their dead. Each with a purple-hued bracelet around their arms. You hear excited fanfare from one corner of one chamber as a bunch of mages realize that they've just had their moment of discovery and solved another problem. You see them take notes over to someone clearly more senior than themselves. He casts his eyes over what is written before him, gives a nod of approval, and then directs them over to where the dead lay. Fervently but respectfully, the mages then start to remove the bracelets. And as they do so, you watch as the souls of these beings pass outwards and begin to float above their former encasements. And as they do so, they are harvested by these mages. You count maybe 20, each being withdrawn into a scepter wielded by one of them. Then, once this deed is done, the group travels to another chamber, at the center of which an onyx anvil with a recess perfectly shaped for the scepter to be placed within it. As they surround it, they begin reading an incantation from the notes that they've taken. They begin channeling the energy from themselves, and you see the souls brightly erupt from the scepter, join in with the incantation before burning themselves out in support of it. And as this happens, forming on the floor before them is a cold steel metal segment, seemingly belonging something circular. And judging by the size of this piece, certainly something large. Now see how the souls have been abused and misused by these great folk, although you sense the word great is sarcastic, demeaning my lady's work to allow for a more frivolous lifestyle, but this was just the start of their great blasphemies, and it was also the start of their downfall. You watch as you are moved to a dusty road. Travelling along it, the great gates of the city of Cortone before him is a very underwhelming indistinguishable humanoid folk with a hood over its head, slowly walking calmly towards the ruin, towards the city, sorry. Now behold the arrival of the meddler, Carthusek speaks, as the folk stops, looks up, and pulls the hood back, revealing the familiar, albeit much younger, face of Garrick. He will be their doom, and their hubris will fall foul of a one bigger than the one they already had. But look how they flock to him. And as he says it, you see a group of elves riding towards Garrick. Upon great steeds, wearing just the most magnificent, like blue-tinted, silvered barding you've ever seen. Every attention to every detail that these folk do is almost perfect. And today, they meet someone completely new. And you watch as after a brief conversation with Garrick, they gesture him towards the city. And that is how they destroyed themselves. Take note. Smallest, simplest thing can have the biggest ripples of all. You then watch as, over time, Garrick meets and talks to more important, more senior, more well-dressed elven folk. And having had no interaction with the outside realm, nor fearing anyone of any background, Garrick was permitted virtually free roam of the city. And you watch as Garrick visits library after library, temple after temple, and over a period of months, studies feverishly, taking in every bit of knowledge he can. What they could never have known was that this individual was about the most paranoid individual to ever tread the ground of this realm. And upon learning of their ability to create spells from virtually nothing, with almost infinite capabilities, Garrick's curiosity and fear are piqued, and you see his tone change. A guarded disdain by himself, but the consummate diplomatic when in the company of those from Cornerstone. You see him breaking bread at a great feast, sat around a grand and ornate wooden table, surrounded by wooden thrones with elaborate carvings, nigh on perfect woodwork in the houses of one of the great families of Cornerstone. You see him making small talk with a drunken member of the family, who lets slip a great secret. He's aware one of the houses has created a device to allow them to take godhood. At which point, Garrick changes almost instantly. He stands up, feigning stomach cramps, and leaves the room swiftly. And you watch as he returns to the libraries, learning about the magics. And over time, you see several images play out quickly. He acquires a scepter. He very quietly, silently eliminates a few of these mages and learns the means with which they extract the souls from the dead, before finally learning of a great vault where a mass of souls was stored. And it is there that he wrote his masterpiece. You see him feverishly working night and day until he comes up with something that makes him beam from one side of his mouth to the other. All pretenses were dropped, as now equipped with their technology and using it very much against them. and putting his own literal God-given talents behind the sway of it, he is able to steamroll his way to the room where spells are created. As he creates his great work, you watch as, from the anvil, swollen by tens of thousands of souls, a great dome enraptures and chokes the city, drowning it in a thick, impenetrable mist. Then from within that, great, brilliant light bursts outward. And the elven folk within the city, some devolve into these horrific grey-skinned creatures. Others were cast out across the realm in their thousands. But all of those cast out forgot everything about where they came from. And suddenly the once barren continent of Gautair was immediately full of multiple sporadically placed settlements, as those cast across the realm had found, unwillingly, a new home with no recollection of how they had arrived, or how or where they had left behind. Simply a knowledge that they were travellers landing on lands anew, and over the next 1,000 cycles was the realm of Gautair that you know today formed. And so now you know how he did it. Knowledge known only to the gods and to him is now known to you. A word of warning. Should he figure that out, you will be seen as dangerous. Though I would take some solace in the fact that he can't do anything without his masters say so. However, that is but one part of the knowledge you require. You see, as hubris trumps hubris, that itself is cyclical. And here, he scopes back in to Cornerstone. Here was an individual who could match him. And you see, under one of the temples, a hooded figure, shrouded by thick navy blue cape. With raven feather wings ripping out from it, is knelt in the center of a chamber, chanting over and over and over into an orb. As he does so, he smashes a vial on the ground, and from within it bursts hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of souls, spiraling and climbing around this chamber before dissipating and forming a shield of its own, leaving only 5 left at the end. 5 large, powerful, pulsing souls, each with their own aura, that hovered momentarily above 5 coffins. 6th already being open, before slamming into them, and a burst of light emerging. as the Deathwalkers were born. As you see this image, Carthasax looks at you. And I'm sure you now expect there to be a great, tumultuous battle between Garrick and our new-found heroes, surely. But alas, on this story, the disappointment only mounts. You see the raven-winged figure discussing what's just occurred with the others. For us, he says, this is an opportunity to serve our queen again. For now, we shall prowl these lands, and any stray souls admitted to it will be ours to maintain and send to her when she needs them. Let the mortals do what they do best. With this great separation of Cornerstone, we have a golden opportunity to transcend it to the realm of death. And so here we will perfect our worship of our matron. We will perfect our understanding of death and the cycle. And from there, we will grow in power and strike out when Our Lady needs us. And the clock and time begins to race forwards. And you see them do and set out to do exactly everything they said before eventually returning to rest in their coffins as 6 heavy stone lids are lowered down. And here is where I lose sight of things. I can only show you this last tread. You see the heavens. You see the realms of the gods, each laid out like a pattern. A tapestry in space and time itself, each defined by a boundary perfectly matching the others. An uneasy alliance between beings so powerful they have permitted themselves dominate exactly the same amount of space and time as not to wield an advantage over one another. You then watch as one of these holy territories begins to flicker. Its perimeter black and purple, with a cold and noxious aura emanating outwards. It begins to flicker, it begins to fade, and eventually stymies itself completely, dissipating. And as that happens, you see the chamber once again. You see the 6th coffin already open, the Ravenwing champion nowhere to be seen. You see the 5 others open, and wearily Deathwalkers emerge. You see the one known as Outrix. My siblings, I cannot feel her anymore. She is no longer here. Are we lost? Are we truly without her? Calm yourself, brother. A female elven folk says, "We will figure this out. Although I fear we may have been betrayed." Noticing the count of folk in the room. "It would seem our eldest sibling has something to answer for. We should set about finding him. And soon." And that is how they returned, and why they have inserted themselves into the business of the mortal realm, in spite of the fact that they are pushing at the boundaries of the quasi-deities, almost being able to share a title with that, like myself and my own cousins. They remain themselves, however, and they remain finding themselves wanting. For they cannot acquire that power without the matron, and that is what eats away at them. That is why they tried to set about harvesting the souls of the elves. Only someone else beat them to it and changed the message. And instead of a grand sacrifice, a grand exodus took its place instead. Unbeknownst to them and me. And you see all across Justicar and Galtair, from a great height, hundreds and thousands of elves making their way across the lands, getting on ships and sailing to the newly re-emerged continent that was once home, the great city of Cortone. And with that, you are up to speed.
Who is he? The one from the sixth coffin?
I do not know. That is half of the problem. I should know, and yet I do not. And I don't know, without her here to guide or to counsel me, if that was her plan or theirs. I am certain, however, that finding them will play a large part in closing all of this, for better or for worse. And as he says the word worse, the image of this chamber fades, bleeds away, and shimmering and shaking, you find yourselves back in the chamber, in the temple, in the military district, with Carthasax himself. Fallen forms of Molly and Vargas, and a large number of the corpses of the dead surrounding you. I trust now you have an understanding of what we face, or at least what I face, and what you have an opportunity to be a part of.
Could I ask something?
You may.
No, I'm not the smartest book learner here. But there was something you said right at the top of all this. Gives me pause. You said one of your champions.
I did.
They're more like him. I point to Vargas's corpse.
Several, although you'll be pleased to know not all follow his means.
That's what I was going to ask, because I don't really want to fight another one of him. And if you have a direct link to those like him, tell him that, we're on the same side, so he doesn't try to, kill us all.
I can do that. They may require some convincing, however, and you raise a valid point. So, given your other companion was needing further boons, let me arrange something for you all now. And you watch as he very solemnly bangs the scythe, the base of the scythe, against the ground, cracking the tiles as he does so. You hear the stone break and you feel a roaring heat on the underside of all of your left forearms as a blackened skull brand takes shape just below your wrists.
Ooh, that's sick.
You
Love
are all
the
now branded as my envoys. Not champions, but perhaps that's something you may earn later. This will grant you passage against those whom serve me, and will give them irrefutable evidence of that which you claim to be. And in addition, I will provide you with this. And from out of his palm, a smaller version of the lantern kind of just whirls itself into existence and floats over to Oz, since he was the last to speak.
I'll reach out and take it.
As you
She's
take
gonna
it,
look at the.
go on, Fear.
Oh, I was just gonna say she's gonna look at the tattoo on the wrist. This is pretty much a friendship bracelet.
Is that outward voice or inside voice?
Outward voice.
Oh, okay. It is the mark of being in my service. Now, his look falls back on Oz. You will need this to use it correctly. And Oz, you momentarily get what feels like a headache, but it takes place completely over the span of maybe 3 or 4 seconds. And at the end of it, you feel a new piece of information has taken up residence in your brain. A simple incantation seemingly etched itself into your knowledge as you took the lantern. Use that to place the runes upon the ground that will forestall the unholy reanimation and will allow the lives that you take be consumed for something better. You can contribute towards keeping their, and he gestures to the piles of the dead, numbers down, while serving our goals.
So just at the end of a battle, or?
At the start. Any creature that dies on the field of runes will cede its soul for the harvest.
Thank you.
And with that, I have given you enough to think about for some time. And I have no doubt you'll want to find out what to do with this. And he gestures behind you at the pile of loot in the open chest. So go forth, my envoys, and do our work. And perhaps together we will bring about the close of this unfortunate chapter of our realm. Until then, I bid you all farewell. And he turns his back on you, rips open another rift with a wave of skeletal hand, and passes through it. And as he does so, it seals slowly behind him until eventually he is completely gone, and you are left alone in the silent temple. Your only company each other, and more overwhelmingly, for the first time, cold, pale form of Molly. I will pass it over to you guys.
Right, Molly, you can wake up now.
As I say, could we? Is this a good place for a comfort break?
Yes, go for it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alright.
Take 5.
Dum dee dum.
I was on mute. Let's do a quick who is back check.
I'm back. I'm back. I was the first
I'm
one back.
Not
Not
here.
back.
No, it was me. It
Oh,
was
I'm
me.
not here.
Me. I was the first one.
No.
I'm not here.
You're not here.
Dead.
Dead.
Bye, Molly.
Whatever.
Rip.
It's
hate you
his
all.
United States of whatever.
That's exactly what I thought of as well.
Oh God.
Chris, how does it feel to have like multiple characters die on the grounds that just no one res them?
Hey,
Oh,
I tried.
I mean, I'm not gonna
I'll be
lie. I'm used to it by now, so it's all good.
I'd also like to say I did res you once. Like when I got you back
You
up
did.
once.
No, you did. Yep. No, the only one that comes out of this with any in my good graces is Crispy.
Hey.
Yes.
In my
Ran
defense, I was on the floor the whole time.
I ran over to try and stabilize you.
No, you didn't. You were
No, I
hiding
did.
in the shadows.
I literally
You were
ran
hiding-
next to you. And
You
then
were hiding in the shadows, doing
Fucking-
fuck all as usual.
Fucking Rasmus over here in the shadows.
Aw, feeling.
I knew you were going to take it like that. I would have stayed in the shadows and kept doing bits.
Oh.
What doing what exactly?
I mean, damage. A lot of damage.
Was that
Yeah, that like goopy arrow did bits.
the goopy arrow? Yeah,
The-
I forgot
the
about the
sludge-
goopy
sludge
arrow.
Watch out for the
arrow.
goop.
Watch
sludge
out
arrow
for the goop.
did so
Yeah.
much damage.
Josh
No,
was
in
infamous for
fairness,
his goop.
But boss got
I
slime.
did forget about that. I'm so sorry. Forgot about the goopy arrow. It's not happening.
No,
It's always Josh with
I
the
used to
goopy
I used to
face.
hold turn to sprint to get over to you to stabilize you, and then Chris in one turn disengaged because monk, and then managed to do it on one turn. And I was like, well, I guess I'm out in the open now. Good.
God,
Back to the shadows with you, emo boy.
I would so play a monk again just to annoy Sai. But
Hey, no. That's my
I'd
thing
have
now.
you be a monk to it, though, so it was great.
You've had yours.
you've had no exactly.
Had
I've,
yours.
I've had mine. No more
You've had
monk.
yours.
We
No,
all
idiot.
only get one.
We all get
I'm
one.
campaign 7 is when I am, I think.
So when you're on the docket to be the monk.
Yeah, to be monk.
Yeah.
There's one every season.
Yep.
I mean, it is a lot of fun. Like,
Underpowered my eye.
Plus side, I'm excited to see what you bring next,
Indeed.
and also a little scared.
another small child arrives called Schmolly.
Don't
I
tempt
swear to God,
me.
if it's the teddy bear, I'm gonna be fuming. If the teddy bear just stands up and that's your character, I'm walking.
That bear,
Oh my
that bear is
God.
getting yoked in the river.
I am so sorry for what's about to happen.
Oh Lord.
I'll give Andy like two more minutes. I don't know what's happening.
He's having a
Um,
big poo.
Wait, yeah, he's not in the party.
He dropped out a voice like a couple minutes into the break, but I haven't heard from him anywhere. So
It's because he's having a poo.
he
It's a really
may
big
be.
shit that it disconnected him.
Let him have a
Cosmic
goddamn
shit.
poo.
So big it broke the fiber optic cable. Somehow.
What?
I know it's late. Leave me alone.
Oh, for effort.
Thanks. I'll take it.
How'd you not get us that saved? You had one job. One drop.
Because he has absorbed it along with the orbs and Molly. Molly's
I don't
orb.
want to hear excuses. I want to hear
Oh.
solutions. Okay?
I've been
How come you
Hey.
didn't get the scythe?
Look, you know what, guys?
Because I was dead.
I asked about the scythe. I inquired.
You
I
inquire.
I specifically asked for some neat stuff for you guys, and he told me to eat his ass. So
Pretty sure they weren't exactly the words he used, but
I did the theme was right. I was like, I don't need anything, but you know, my buddy's here. It's like,
oh,
you can suck a fat one, Dragon Boy.
Then we got something, and it's gone to Oz. It didn't even go to us.
Yeah,
Jim.
fucking
You know, I don't want the cool
get
bloody lantern
the
of death.
fucking cool
I don't want
lamp
what I
and then
want.
leave the party.
Just ask him for a go. You know, be like, "Oz, two's up."
hey,
Two's up.
Let's get a toke.
Who's up on the lamp, bro?
Give us a black.
You know, lamp pass.
Lamp or dare. You know.
Hey.
Penny black.
Give me the lamp.
Sorry, I
Okay.
hadn't realised it had disconnected.
It's all right. We just weren't really sure what was going on.
How was your campaign going?
We settled on massive poo.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, we were wrong.
No, you weren't.
Ha ha! I knew it.
You succeeded at something. Incredible scenes.
Keeping
Okay.
the characters alive.
Fine, you know, some people just like to style out the Hall of Heroes. Okay, let's pick up back into it. So, yes, I will. What did I say? I said I'm going to say it one more time. So, as Carthagak, no, serious voice, Simon. As Carthagak leaves the room via the rift, as the figurative dust settles, it is yourselves in the quiet chamber with the corpse of Vargas and Molly. As the room rebuilds itself and the vision ends, I hand it over to you guys.
I check his pockets.
I assume Vargas, right?
Yeah.
Nice, just checking.
Molly.
I'd say it is Valen and not Morty.
You can't roll it out, right? Valen, make me an investigation check.
Yes, boss. I really should put some points
Can I help?
into
Because
the
I'm
skill.
definitely intrigued in this. Can I assist?
Sure.
Can I-
I'd be willing to let her assist.
You prop that roll up.
Prop.
Wait, I selected my options and just hit cancel instead.
So-
Try that again.
There's the roll. Okay. As you rifle through Vargas's pockets and inside his dusty, blood-encrusted coat, you find nothing of value.
Hang on, I'm just adding
Ew.
nothing to my notes.
Did we say, for the sake of argument, that Claus took everything from the chest and will divvy it out, or did he just take some bits?
He took the scrolls.
He
Yeah.
took the scrolls and a potion or two, I think.
You took money, scrolls, and
He
potions.
took the money.
He took some money. I'm assuming he did some
all the
math
money.
because he said and 305 gold. So unless he's like taking like some extra. Let's see.
One
Finder's
moment.
fee.
Let's get a
I'll get to the
calculator
bottom
up.
of this. Don't you worry.
2,905 gold divided by 7 is
Can't even find
oh,
it. Can't even find the
415.
message.
I've linked to Niels' post. So that's what
I mean,
he's
he took
taking.
less than he should have.
I know someone linked it earlier, but I can't.
What an
There it
absolute
is.
hero.
Yeah, 305 gold and 10 platinum pieces.
Oh, but I'm just looking at the gold on its own. We should have 415 gold. That number divided by 7.
What's a platinum piece nowadays? what's the going rate on a platinum?
What's the going rate on platinum, mate?
Going right. I love how this whole time Molly's like dead on the side.
Yeah, don't
Someone
worry,
open it.
still dead.
Someone open up fancy Virgin Money so I can find out the exchange rate.
Hang on. So platinum is 10 gold.
Okay.
So while all this is happening, Raylar is just going to go over to where all the loot and stuff is, grab a greater healing potion and a regular healing potion, and the white steel crankshaft, tuck them into his pack,
Okay.
and then go back over to Molly and kneel down next to her.
Yeah, Oz is not left Molly.
Not taking any of the treasure. He's sat cross-legged, sobbing next to Molly. After he's gone through her pack and found Mr. Fuzzy, and he sat holding Mr. Fuzzy, sobbing quietly next to Molly.
Oz is gently like patting Rizit on the back.
It's surreal looking down at Molly. Serene, still, calm. And that's really what makes it surreal, because Molly was none of those things. And yet, at the end, this was her fate. And yeah, Raylar and Oz, you watch as Rizit just crumbles next to the prone form.
So Raylar will kneel down next to Rizit and take Molly's pack and hand it to Rizit and say, Rizit, I think it's best that you look after this. We'll get her out of here. You take this. Hands over the pack.
Thank you, Mr. Radar. I think somehow we'll try and get Molly into my dimension and take her back somewhere where we can maybe have a service for her or bury her. I don't know what to do with her, but I don't think we should leave her here.
No. This is... No.
I feel like she would want a pyre.
I think you're maybe right. A big fire.
So Raylar will stand up and attempt to carry Molly in his arms in front of him.
Yeah, there's no roll required for that. I'm not gonna do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you roll one.
I felt the awkward pause.
As Rayla picks her up and she's kind of draped over him, Rizit will hold Molly's hand, ready to move when Rayla is.
If anyone else is taking anything from here, I would do it sooner rather than later.
Thea's sat counting the coins.
Raylar is walking towards the door with Molly.
Oz goes and picks up is there a potion for each of us? Sorry, I didn't see the.
There's 8 regular healing
Nice.
potions and 4 greater healing potions, and I've taken. There's now 2 greater healing potions.
I'm going to take it.
Greater.
Okay, I'm going to take the last greater then, and
And a regular.
yeah, and a
fuck?
yeah.
Let's be honest, I'm always up so I can force feed it to one of you, so...
That's one way of looking at it.
Hmm.
The other is that you're a loot goblin.
Fear's just gonna seeing everyone leave, just like try and. How heavy is this like gold?
Oh no, I'm there. I'm there. I'm not leaving this behind.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
I have bag of holding, so
Like,
Gonna
she's
say, you got-
essentially just trying to carry it all at this point, you know.
Valen's assisting.
But she will
No.
pocket the gems.
Okay. So, for the sake of brevity, is it a safe assumption that you've all pocketed what you want to pocket, and the mountain of coins is going in the bag of holding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
to be split equally.
Of course, to be sorted later.
Yeah, so
Is Fia stealthily pocketing the gems?
Yeah, I would say she is.
Okay, Fia, you know what to do.
Sorry, what is it? Perception.
Yeah, it's perception. Yeah. This week on these guys roll against each other for the 5th time.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah. Fia, you Valen, you see shit. You don't see anything. Fia,
+10 to perception. Good job.
you think about looking at Fia, and then you
No
look at the
worse than
wall
me.
instead.
Rolled a 1, mate.
That is worse than me.
So yeah, Fia, you pocket the gems, and then between the 3 of you, I guess you sort of just force the coins into the bag of holding for the time being.
who's the time being?
Haha. As you, I presume, then you exit the temple.
Brizit asks back before they leave, just kind of openly, is there anywhere in here we can use that crankshaft?
I think it was by the gate.
Okay.
As you emerge, in fact, no. Rizit, are you just asking, or you wanting to look? Just so I'm clear.
I'm not looking at all. I'm focused on Molly, but I've not, I know there's a crankshaft there, and I've asked it openly to the group if anyone's looked.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to give you a chance to roll if that's what you were looking to do. If not, you guys exit the temple, carrying Molly, and you are met with the same sight really as before, save for two differences. One difference, sorry, that the glimmering force field across the Magister's barracks house is now dissipated.
Right. I'm gonna go look in there if anyone wants to join me.
Not
That
entirely
is
sure.
why we were here.
Look, we lost Molly. That means I'm gonna get everything I can out of this fucking district.
The whole reason we're here is to get weapons for the people from in there, so it seems a shame
This
to come
whole
as far and
district
not do it.
is worth more than her. She is worth more than everything in this district. So yeah, I'm gonna raid it.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but I think maybe we need to rest. I'm not sure we could deal with another horde in the state we're in.
I think we go in there. It's been locked off, so there won't be much dead in there. So let's at least try it out. And I head that. I just start heading there.
Okay. You guys watch as Oz heads on in. Oz, what are you doing as you enter this building?
Chugging my regular healing potion.
Raylar will follow, obviously still with Molly in arms. But we'll just be following somberly behind.
Following as well.
All right. As you guys filter into the building, you find, unsurprisingly, the chambers themselves have fallen into disarray. There are no signs whatsoever of the dead. As with the rest of this inner district, all of the dead seem to be absent, perhaps because they had been taken captive by Vargas.
Can we see all the doors behind us?
All the doors. Context?
Making this place safe enough for us to have a short rest?
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So I'll say as you walk in, there is there's the entrance that you came in, and there's also like a side entrance. I don't have a map for this, but it's the chamber itself. It's rectangular, quite long. There's another room at the end of this chamber that has the doors shut. There is an entrance that you've just walked in on the side in one of the corners, and there's an exit opposite as well. So you kind of have the doors either side of the horizontal walls at one end. Those are the only two entrances in and out of this building. And both, for the sake of your question, Oz, are barrierable or closable.
I say we hole up in here for about an hour, rest while we can, take what we can, and then go.
So be it. Assuming there's there's a table or something in this room.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Um,
two or three tables. So as you look through the room, I'm going to give you something to work with. As you look down the room, you have on one side you have two tables with kind of a variety of chairs in a variety of conditions. Some very usable, some definitely not. There's another table on the opposite side of the room, but it is cracked and one side is kind of leaning. But yes, you would have somewhere to lay Molly if that's what you're going towards.
So, Rayla will, take Molly over to a table. Place her body down on said table, and then have a little rummage around in his pack. For anyone not particularly paying attention, you'd just see him kind of shredding up a large bit of cloth and using it to kind of wrap her up so her face is covered and her limbs are kind of held to her body. Large piece of white cloth, and just wraps her up, gives some dignity.
But just as you're doing that, they would try and subtly do it, but you'd probably notice as you're wrapping her up, she would put in the palm of her hand a ruby, just to be sealed away with her.
Assuming you weren't trying to hide it, Rayla will see it happen and just nod.
Yeah, it's not make it an obvious thing to everyone else, but just kind of she wouldn't hide it from Rayla, who's wrapping her up.
Sorry, I was on mute. Valen, before that would happen, would place 2 platinum pieces on Molly's eyes. Yeah, I don't know if you need this to pay your way, but good journeys to you, Molly.
Oz
She's
is
gonna be able
just
to get far with
seal-
my payments.
sealing up the doors.
And again, I'm not.
Where he can, just as he's going, he's using a bit of a dirty rag and kind of, pointlessly trying to clean Molly's face before it gets covered. Just to make her look good for the next life.
And I'll say that you're able to do a good job, Rizit. It's this is something that Rizit would care very deeply about, and the three of you being we'll say four. In fact, no, we'll say Claus is helping Oz, so we'll say the three of you being Raylar, Valen, and Fear, watching as Rizit tends to Molly. There's no sort of skittishness or anything like that. Rizit is perhaps morbidly so, but precise and meticulous in his efforts, and genuinely puts a great amount of care into cleaning Molly up. And once this is done, Valen, you lay the coins on her eyes. Fear places the ruby in her palm, and Raylar begins the process of wrapping her up. Once this has been done, the sounds of Oz and Claus barricading the doors and stabilizing them and checking that they're sturdy is complete. And you have an enclosed space lit by magical sconces that seemingly have never gone out to yourselves, and a moment's peace, though we use that word lightly.
In the assumption that we're going to have a short rest, Raylar's just going to go and sit on the floor, back against the wall, next to the table, keeping a sort of almost a vigil, just catching his breath and having a little drink of water and sitting with his eyes closed.
Sure.
Yeah, Phil, just give Molly a little pat on the shoulder. May death give you rest, friend. And go and take a seat somewhere.
Oz is just sat looking at Molly, slowly turning the lamp in his hands.
It's remarkably cold to the touch, Oz, and regardless of how long you hold it, it doesn't seem to warm up. If anything, it's like it's chilling you.
He's not really, he notices that, but sort of at remove.
No, totally fine. It's not doing like any damage or anything, but it's more like it's flavor. But yeah, you kind of just pass this around in your hands. So I'm going to give you guys probably 5-10 minutes real time. Roll hit dice, do the short rest, and just RP amongst yourselves. As this is taking place, you find yourselves in this chamber. Oz is tending to the lantern, but all of you, your eyes are not on one another. Your eyes are focused on prone form of Molly, tended to and well cared for, on a table in these ruined Majesty's barracks. And I'll pass it over to you. You all. And use this opportunity as well to roll any hit dice you want to roll and coop any points, HP or otherwise.
Sorry, trying to work out how to do this in Beyond.
It's alright. I can see rolls coming through, so whatever people are doing is working.
I'm Googling how to do short rest.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done one before. Jeez.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
there's the short
Not
rest
something
button.
we often do.
No.
Yeah, the short rest button at the top of Beyond.
No, there's not in Roll20 though.
Oh, yeah.
But for whatever reason, it's not applying.
It's not in Roll20, but it is in Beyond. So
If anyone is struggling with either figure, you can just DM me the dice.
So you spend your hit dice to heal and recharge.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm doing it, but it's not actually applying the health. Abilities have been reset.
Just like push the button, take a short rest after selecting your dice. Nope.
No, that doesn't do it.
Yeah.
It may be that you just need to add it manually once you've rolled it. I honestly don't know. I don't get to play this.
Yeah, I tried it. It didn't add it for me either. I just realised.
So it's supposed to be that it heals you for the number of hit dice you roll, plus
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, no, so your hit dice is a certain dice, so like mine are d8s. So I have 6 hit dice in total, and I can roll basically 6 d8s to gain that amount of health back.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I've currently gained 30 in total because I've just spaffed all my my hit dice.
Let's just see. To rest then.
Or then manually apply it to your hit points.
How many is that one?
So on roll 20 even, it will say what your hit dice is, and it will say the
Yeah.
total. If D&D Beyond isn't working properly.
Even a button that says automatically apply healing with dice result. It does.
Yeah. Ditto. Just doesn't.
Oh well. All done.
Done. Cool. But yeah, as I said, Raylar is not super engaged in the group. He's sat by a wall, eyes closed, head down, kind of hands semi together, almost looks like praying, but not quite. That kind of pose, just next to the table, just breathing heavily.
Yeah.
Rizit, I'm very sorry about your loss. I know you were close to Molly.
How did we let this happen?
That was a tough fight. We nearly lost a lot more than Molly.
But I thought that she was the strongest. No disrespect to everyone else, but she was the strongest. Could do anything she wanted to. I just don't understand.
Sometimes the brightest flames burn for the shortest amount of time.
It's an nice atmosphere. I like that.
And she did like flames, didn't she? Remember that time she burned a cart?
She loved a lot of very big flames, and they burn so quick.
Very good with fire. Very good. The best, even.
Do we run her funeral here? Or do we take her with us?
What do you think she would like?
She'd like spectacle and fire.
Oh, she would love a spectacle.
We can't do it here.
She deserves better than here.
I will gladly carry her out of this place. This is not anywhere that anyone deserves to make their exit.
Purpose. She doesn't understand what that purpose was, but she had a purpose. I was told she had a purpose, but I wasn't told what that purpose was.
Well, if she has left us, she must have fulfilled it.
I mean, from what Sack said, she might still be fulfilling a purpose. Maybe it's not the last time we see her. She's not here, but she's somewhere else.
It's just there was something impelling me and telling me to be with her, and this just doesn't feel like this was her purpose. This feels like it was a huge mistake, and whatever she was meant to do is left undone.
Whatever the purpose may be, we can find the answers together.
We can finish whatever she needed to finish. If she didn't get to finish it.
I just fear these fights are going to get harder as we get further into this. And we've lost her, and I'm not sure. I don't want to lose anyone else.
I don't think we have much choice. What do we do? Do we stop and go back to our normal lives? Because look at the world, is it? Look at what's happened to the elves. Look at everything. There's nothing left to do but fight.
And also, each fight we've overcome, we've gotten better. I know this is hard and it's upsetting, but I can't help but feel stronger for the experience.
I know you're right. I know you're all right. Rizit needs time to grieve, and this horrible place isn't the right time. But there will
No.
be time for grieving and saying goodbye properly.
Agreed. I think the sooner we leave this place, the better for all of us, and hopefully the next fight that we find ourselves in, we won't be on the back foot quite so much. For now, let's see what we can find here. We said we would go back with whatever we could for the folk outside, so let's see what we can find, and then if I never see this place again, it'll be too soon. And Rayla will get up and just go and start searching the room.
Okay. What are you looking for, Rayla? Anything in particular, or just a general sweep?
So I'm going to be specifically looking for any kind of like weaponry, or magical artifacts that could be of use to either us or the people outside.
Okay. Make me investigation.
Can I get up and try help him?
Sure. You may also you may also roll.
I was more going for, to boost his roll, one of those
Yeah,
ones.
or boost his roll.
Assist.
Either or. Do go assist.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Enjoy that. Advantage.
Roll with advantage. Investigation.
Okay. As you move around the room, your initial concern, Raylar, is that in this chamber is seemingly nothing. It looks more like an entrance of sorts. And you pace up the length of one side of the room, which probably no more than about 40 feet, and down the other side. Without really seeing anything, your frustration starts to mount. However, as it's doing so, you step on a particular piece of stone in the grounds, and you hear a clicking sound from behind you as a mechanism in the door at the end of the room seemingly clicks open.
I go over to the door and
Okay.
have a peek.
As you open the door, it opens into a smaller chamber. In the center of the room, you see an old desk with papers strewn all over it, a spilled spilled inkwell, sorry, coating most of it in this like glossy blue ink that's faded gradually over time, over the years, and a discarded quill kind of lays prone. You see on mounts across the wall, you see a short bow that kind of has an unnatural shimmer to it. You see a full set of very elaborate scale mail that looks almost like it's been forged out of dragon scales. And you see a longsword with a very dull black blade, but a very bright brass gold handle. As you walk into the room, make me a perception check, Raylar.
Turning off advantage. Perception.
Okay. Wow, okay. Next to the desk, you can see there's like a raised stone plinth that at first glance you kind of dismiss almost as like part of the architecture. But then you notice atop it is like there's a notch carved in to the stone, as if something might fit in there.
Does it look like it might fit a crank handle?
It looks a lot like it might fit a crank handle.
Whoa.
Well, as the person who has the crank handle in his prison pocket, Raylar is going to get the crank handle out and see if it will attach into the socket.
As you do so, it does indeed attach to the socket and becomes a lever of sorts.
Raylar casts a glance over his shoulder just to see what everyone else is doing, but then just shrugs and pulls the lever.
So Fia would be right behind you. So she was helping with the searching.
Okay. As you pull the lever, Raylar, the whole building begins to grind and shake and vibrate and tremor. And now all of you are aware of the walls and the roof starting to shake quite violently, with some parts of it crashing inwards as it does so. Not anything major before we start Comedy of Error territory again, but certain like sections of the wall fall in, certain parts of the ceiling crash down without consequence. But the whole building starts to shake. For Raylar and for Fia, at the far end of this new room, I say the far end, it's a small room, at the side, fuck it, it's the far end. The side furthest away from where you are, the far end of this small chamber, you see staircase start to open up and push downwards, going seemingly deep underground. As it does so, shaking the foundations of this building.
Seeing this?
Yeah.
The others would all very be aware of what's going on now, although they wouldn't be able to see the stairwell, I will say.
I mean, we would have seen where he went, yeah?
You would have seen where he went, but since he's not currently down the stairwell and the building has just started violently vibrating, you'd be aware that something was amiss.
Hey,
Yeah, I'd be going to where he went.
remember when we were in the library and we did some research and there was, underneath Rykos there was a labyrinthine waterway where, sealed off since the undead shit happened and like there was adventurers go down and they never come back out. But there's probably loot in it. I think that might be that.
Is that? Did you say Reichsguard or Rykos?
Rykos.
That's
a different one.
That that's not where we are, right?
God, so why'd you call them all the same thing?
It's okay. It's been a long day.
Rykos, Reichsfoot, and Reichsguard.
I know, right? Great syllable. Anyway, back to the room.
Scrap all of that of what Fia said.
Hopefully this isn't a labyrinthine waterway of death.
Yeah, because it could be what I just said,
It could.
But
I mean, it could be
Reichsguard's version
it could be
of
a
it,
different, different labyrinthine waterway of death.
Yeah, like if one has it, maybe the others do.
Well, look, either we can all go, or I'm happy to go and have a quick scout and make sure it's safe and shout back up.
I mean, I could always do that and be sneaky. We have the sending stones, right? So if I take a sending stone, and when someone up here has a sending stone, I don't need to, shout.
All right. Well,
yeah, I'll stay up here with Rizet if you guys are going ahead.
You, Rizit, and Oz stay up here. Keep an eye on Molly. Make sure nothing happens to her. There's no dead here now, but there's a lot of them around. And Fia and I will go and scout ahead and make sure everything's.
Just don't make any sign, okay?
I'll follow behind you. You go first. I'll stay 20 paces behind.
Stealthily.
Stealthy behind. I'm stealthing.
She'll make sure that she's got one of the sending stones and leave one with Valen. I don't think we ever established who's actually got them.
I thought I had the other one already, to be honest.
Well, because the original got taken off us, and then we got 2 back. I don't know if we ever divvied them.
I could have sworn I had it, but
if you
I
spot
can't
any
remember.
danger ahead of you, just tap on the wall 3 times.
Okay. Gonna neum off.
Neum.
Neum.
I don't neum, but I'm right behind.
Neum.
Sure. Since we're being stealthy, you know what checks to make.
Strength.
Intimidation.
Fuck.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So nice. They rolled it twice. Neat. Okay. So the unstealthiest descent in history takes place.
Just let me trip. It's okay. You can say it.
It's okay.
Trip
no one trips. The guys upstairs, all you hear as these guys descend is clank, 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 clank. Even though they don't clank, they're so unstealthy right now, somehow they're clanking. Okay? But nevertheless, they disappear downwards. Fia and Raylar, this descent seems to last an age, and you are going downwards for like 5 minutes, and still no obvious signs to the bottom, at which point do you keep going or would you turn around? Or are you in it to win it?
I would keep going, but like with every 10 seconds, I'm shooting a message back up to Valen going, stairs are still going. The stairs are still going.
Okay.
The stairs are still going, Valen.
I'm tapping
Another-
the stone. Can you hear me?
The stairs are still going.
Another 5 minutes. Still going.
If you can hear me, say the stairs are still going.
But I can hear you in the sending stone.
I think she can hear me.
Stairs are still going.
There we go.
Eventually, Fia, as the person in the lead, you see finally the bottom of the stairs, around the next turn. You see a dimly lit chamber, and it looks big. What do you want to do?
Well, Fia wouldn't know that she's not being sneaky, so she's gonna just kind of sneak around the edges of this chamber.
Okay. Rayla, do you follow?
Yeah.
Fia, as you place your first foot into this chamber, the lights on the wall burst into blue flame. And for what seems to go on for 200 meters, at equidistant positions on the sides of the wall, blue flame torches burst into light. Fia and Rayla, your jaws hit the floor as arrayed before you, dormant for the last 30 years, stands an entire cohort of the fabled Clockwork Legion of Justicar. A full 109-foot tall dormant clockwork soldiers, each capable of dispatching 20 folk effortlessly on their own. And that is not the real prize of this chamber, for behind them, towering over them, is a single stationary, frozen in time, but remarkably good conditioned clockwork dragon. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
God damn!
Oh shit!
Mama.
I want to put the clockwork dragon in the bag of holding.
Yoink!
No, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. It's mine.
Yeah, she'll steal it and you won't even see it.
Lol.
Well, damn.
Well, we're gonna have the fucking city back. But also, Chris,
Yeah.
Molly's actually dead.
Yeah, she's for real dead.
Oh damn!
Like actual dead.
Yeah. Shit, man.
Shit happens. You move on with your life.
So is your new character going to be a sentient clockwork dragon?
Oh, you
Don't
gave
tell
the
him that.
game away, Si.
God damn it.
God damn it.
You start the campaign in the bag of holding.
So I'll make it a friendship bracelet.
Right.
No, it's fine. It's not a clockwork dragon.
It's a
Sentient
teddy
clockwork
bear.
soldier.
Well, we tried, Molly.
Maybe.
We really tried.
I know. At the start of the session, Si was like, you can leave it up to chance. And I'm like, yep, do it.
And so Sai killed you. Oh.
4 and a 5 on my advantage persuasion check.
Yeah, I put a doable but high DC on the first roll, and then Raylar needed a nat 20, and I'm still not convinced that would have actually done it because I don't know his modifier. But yeah,
Well, when I rolled, yeah, it was disadvantage, wasn't it? And yeah, it was 19 and 22. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
there's a chance. You're like, but fuck's sake.
But no.
Yeah.
I was sat there knowing I was possibly have the highest persuasion, and was just unconscious on the floor and couldn't say anything.
You were like seconds from not getting any of that law, like literally seconds. And yeah, it would have just been like, well, you work for me now, bye. But yes.
Yeah, good lore dump, well done.
Yeah, that was awesome.
My next question I was going to ask him was who was in that coffin, but he ended up saying it in the lore dump anyways.
Gives you some context, if nothing else.
Love it.
Who could it be?
And I look forward to hearing it secondhand when you explain it to Molly's new character.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's good because
Bring me up
I
to speed
wasn't.
in case he starts to sweat.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't paying any attention, so it'll be good for my new character and me.
Wow. Huge news.
It's like the big law dump one that you weren't at either.
So I have 7 pages of notes from this session.
Good. If you could condense that into an easily digestible.
Maybe put it in a slide deck or something, you know.
Quick
I'll
that's
give everyone a PowerPoint presentation. I'll get on it immediately.
That would actually be amazing.
There'll be transitions, there'll be images.
I'd expect nothing less.
Just run your notes through Copilot and send out some AI notes like everybody else does.
No. I'm doing this by hand. This is going to be a Katie special.
I look forward to it.
Non-gibberish notes.
What?
Where I said non-gibberish.
Oh, I thought you said just a gibberish notes.
No.
Andy throws shade.
That would be the co-pilot notes.
Dual ouch.
Ouchies.
Ouchies indeed.
My feelings.
My feelings, guys.
So, what was this session called?
Sorry?
What was the session called? You always name them.
Oh, this was called A Break in the Storm.
Love that. Poetic. Here for it.
I thought it was going to be, oh shit.
That was last week's.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
No, last week's was The Man Named Vargas. And boy, howdy did he leave an impression.
Oh boy, did he man.
Not the fight that we started on 5 HP.
He's fun. Nice guy.
Really solid chap.
Yeah.
Solid chap indeed. Solid chap.
Well, he gets dome in the lamp now.
Yeah.
Hanging out in the lamp.
Yeah.
Hanging out in the lamp.
It's got a sweet view in Carthasax's big old lamp.
Big old lamp.
Big old lamp.
I wonder what he and Molly are talking about in the lamp.
Probably Molly's calling him a prick.
Chewing the
Browning
fat,
stuff.
you know. Usual.
All right, team. Good session. I'm
Good sesh.
Go and get some sleep in.
Sleep in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have we got... You're very welcome. Very quick question before everybody goes. Have we got any absences next week?
I think so.
No.
Cool.
Sorry, I don't think so.
Perfect. All right. So yeah, I will see you next Thursday, gents and lady, for the next session of Critical Roland. It's been a pleasure as always.
A rootin' tootin' good time.
Peace
Good
out,
night,
everyone.
everybody.
Later, folks.
Bye, everyone.
Laters. Bye.